Sometimes it's good to be early, but our show starts at a specific time. You should remember that. Let's get started then, shall we?
Dillon, I don't give a what you think about a co-host and freshen up my show.
It might not be flashy, but sometimes you just got to toss another person and make a statement.
My show's about the people's podcast. Everyone has a voice. I don't need a co-host. Go listen to one of the other 5,000 shows with a co-host because they don't have a mouth like the big guy.
Opie, are you a career killer with Tim Sabian, yourself, and many others?
Be myself. Never had real issues with those people. They just understood that I was a different bird. The rest of them, though, I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm paying your salary because the ratings are so good, so shut up.
Right.
Live from somewhere,
It's Dillon.
Good whatever to you whenever you are watching this episode of Co-Host Auditions. I am your co-host, Dillon, and I am looking to be the second mic to a show that's already got some of that sweet monetization. I have been stuck about 60, 70 people away for a little bit now. And oh boy, that makeup I put on to cover my zit looks like I am getting ready to play some football, but I put on the wrong color to block the sun out instead of black. It's a big zit, and it's worked in the past. No one said anything about it, but this one, didn't do a good job. Might as well have just had that zit out there. But zits have nothing to do with today's host of the show. I am your co-host, Dillon, and running late. It is a madhouse around here. One of the reasons why I am taking off Thursdays from June, because things need to calm down a little bit before I get back to my regularly scheduled programming. TikTok Around the Clock won't be seen this week, but it'll be back next week. The St. Cloud Moron Show, or as it's known on Twitch still, the St. Cloud Divorce Show. I can't change it per destination. So you can't say moron on Twitch. You can't say Spurg on Twitch. Both those in the title will get them to say, no, we are not going to play what you have going on here. Those are some banned words, both moron and, thanks to Luigi Greenberg for the AI art for tomorrow's St. Cloud Moron Show. As you saw in the intro, it went longer than usual. I'm struggling to keep things up to schedule, and I still got to go to work after this. I think I'm going to go to part-time sooner than later. I'm not going to get my bank account up to the minimum that I wanted before I go to a part-time schedule. But today's host, as I have been talking about, is Obese to Beast. This guy used to be a big fat guy, and now, judging by what he says of his physique, he has got it pretty well together. So Obese to Beast, he checks out the fat positivity of what is going on TikTok, and gives his 2 cents about how being in shape is a little bit better than being all big and having all that extra weight. And I'm only a little bit chunky. I am not like the people he is checking out today. And thank you all for checking in. And that's the. I might have to go to a different view. Let's go to the TikTok view since he's watching TikTok videos. There we go. That's a little better. So let's stick with that for a while. See if this works out, because he's watching some TikTok videos.
Have you been trying to ride Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts at Universal Studios, but you weren't sure if you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus.
Are parks not a pain in the ass enough for you? Then why don't you come on in with your double XL sized behind and make it even more of a pain?
Size tips and tricks.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I think a lot of us that were either have previously been overweight or are currently dealing with our size, something that we have dealt with. So I don't know how many of you guys have had that story.
And I don't know what my heaviest is, probably around 220. I hope I didn't make it to 230. I know by waist size, because that's what mattered in Hollywood, and I'm still to that size, to that metric of trying to figure out what I should be based on waist size rather than the actual weight size. And thanks for checking in. I've been calling you Stallion. Is it actually Stalin 19? Because I believe it used to be Italian Stallion, Italian Stalin. I've heard a few other, a very great person who clips steel toe for us. I've been saying Stallion, but when I looked at it, other people saying Stalin, I'm like, oh, that is Stalin 19, not Stallion 19, isn't it?
Story where you went to an amusement park and you were worried about fitting on the seats, or you were worried about getting on the rides, you were worried about would you be able to walk around the park and all of this kind of thing, right? And so I think this is a pretty common fear for a lot of people that are, you know, struggling with their weight. And today we're going to be talking about a TikTok account that kind of talks about that and shares their experience with being someone that is plus size at these different amusement parks. So this is the account right here. It is called the Plus Size Park Hoppers. Now, this is a video that they put out. We can't really listen to it at all because it is playing the Full House theme song, but basically.
And Obese to Beast has had the same problems that I've had with all those DMCA strikes. So the TikTok has a different metric in which they go by. Speaking of which, I forgot to play this live stream on my phone because TikTok took down another one of my videos. The Critics Season 1 Successful Failures has been blocked in some territories after I got permission from them. So I do always want this playing in the background to be sure if I get taken down, I can knock it the fuck off.
Basically, this is kind of a video where they kind of show who they are and what they're doing. And so this is apparently the main person right here is Stephanie, the founder, the person who kind of started this. And then they have this young lady, Ashley, as the videographer. They have Sarah as the planner. And then they have Katie as the gluten-free correspondent. And then lastly, there's Deanna.
She's getting that size without any breads. That is quite amazing. That was actually Louis Anderson's big fallback. I remember when he was trying to lose weight and he was really cutting out donuts. And then a few years later, when all the donuts and stuff, give me a glazed, and oh boy, that donut spread on set was amazing. So A. Smith has a similar way of checking his weight, where if I don't fit in a 36 waist, which is already Hollywood fat, 34 waist, you look average, 36 waist, you look like a fat ass. So 36 need to start knocking it down, whereas A. Smith, once his pecker gets obscured by his fat, then he has a problem.
Anna as the comedic relief. And so it seems like what this page does is they go to different amusement parks and they try a bunch of the different amenities and they share their experience as people that are overweight or plus size and how they were able to deal with those amenities or those rides. Were they able to fit on them or not? And this whole page is about documenting that and then trying to share it with other people that might find interest in this, or they might actually be helped out by knowing the information on these rides. This first video that we're going to be looking at is this.
Oh, hooray! We did pronounce it right, but Stallion 19 is very open to it being Stalin 19, which it works for Italian Stallion or Italian Stalin. Before you made the change, yeah, Italian Stallion, Rocky, and Italian Stalin also makes sense as well. So both pronunciations, Stallion Stalin 19 is up to. So here is the clip we had in the beginning, and a lot of streamers are doing this. There was an I was doing so well for some episodes, and other episodes that does fall into one of the symptoms of being a stutter fuck, being all So this was the big hook to get you in, which a lot of streamers do.
It's them testing out a ride that I think it was at Universal Studios, I believe. So it says right here, do you prefer Harry Potter movies or the books? Let us know in the comments. I am 5'2", wear a 2X top and size 20 pants, and I was able to ride Escape from Gringotts at Universal Studios. Katie is 5'2", wears a 3X top and size 22 pants, and was not able to get the green light for the test.
And I don't know the conversion of lady pants to man pants. 22, I'm not exactly sure what that fits into, but that's definitely over the 34 waist. 32, you're looking nice and fit, Crumb. 32 waist, 34 waist is what you want to be after. Around the 30 waist is where you're looking skinny. Because, yeah, when I did go overboard with trying to get to a 34 waist, I did do the crash course diet and get down to a 32, and I didn't look thin. So 32, 34, you'll look average. 36, you look fat. It's around 30, which you look like a little bit of a skinny fellow. Wild Stallions. I still need to see that third Bill and Ted. Some people didn't like it, but I never checked it out.
Test seat. So something that they seem to do is they will go to these different amusement parks, and a lot of these amusement parks now will have these test seats that you can kind of sit in and see if you will fit on the ride.
Holy cow. I have not heard of this. So the test seats, I would think that they would be more for children, but it goes both ways. If you are a little person who we need to make sure that you won't fall out of the ride, or if you are a gigantic person who will just plain not fit, let's not waste your time and have you sit in this stand in this long line for quite a long time. And a new girl, I used to be pretty good at the English accent. I don't know exactly which region I am from doing this English accent, but Stalin and Stallion. Stalin. Oh, I can see how Stalin and Stallion can be the same there. With my attempted fake ass accent that I've used on stage, 3 times? But I do remember to not say say ah. That's the biggest thing an actual British guy gave me as a tip of say ass, not ass.
Which I think is a pretty good idea, so you don't have to wait in line to just not be able to fit in on the ride. That can be something that is very scary. So this kind of is going over that experience of one of them, it seems, was able to fit, one of them was not able to fit.
Have you been dying to ride Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts at Universal Studios, but
Nope.
you weren't sure if you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus-size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2X.
I did love the Hurler roller coaster at Paramount's King's Dominion. It was one of the last wooden roller coasters that they built, and it makes sense why they switched from wooden to the steel or whatever the beams are made out of because of weathering and such. But wooden roller coasters just has this certain feel to it that the Hurler had fantastically. Jerry Seinfeld, yeah, he looked a little thin, but not overly thin. So, yeah, 31 in between that average looking on TV 32 and thin looking at 30. And New Girl has the same. I have the same thing for a few things, like History of the World. I saw the previews and Seth Rogen. I'm like, Seth Rogen of nowadays, you're killing it in the wrong way. And also, there's some producers on there who I have the utmost respect for that I don't want to lose respect for by watching the new History of the World.
2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus-size tips and tricks. Escape from
Yeah, it fucking stinks. It's been a good decade since I did that English accent New Girl. So even when it was half-assed good, it's been a long time. It's now a quarter-assed, an eighth of an assed that attempted English accent. I'd like to think it was half-assed good when I was really into it.
from Gringotts is a very fun combination of a 3D dark ride and a roller coaster. On this ride, you will encounter your favorite characters from the movies, such as Harry, Ron, Hermione, and even Bellatrix Lestrange. The ride vehicle consists of several rows with 4 seats in each row. The seats do have a mold that goes between your legs, and there are arms on the sides. The safety mechanism for this ride is a lap bar, and it does need to get to a certain position to lock. I am on the right side, and I am 5.
So, I mean, I remember lap bars and something that I was pretty scared of when I went to amusement parks when I was bigger, for sure.
5'2", wear 2X top and size 20 pants. I did not get the green light at first, but once I pushed down a little, I did. Katie on the left is 5'2", wears a 3X top and size 22 pants. Unfortunately, she was not able to get that green light. I decided to go ahead and ride single rider for this ride, which I think—
This is new to me. Also, I am not a amusement park person. Most of the time is like the ride simulator. That was a Simpsons gag at Itchy and Scratchy Land. Would you like to get a picture of you on the on the line simulator? Just so much standing in line for a little bit of a ride. Yeah. Once I became an adult, I was like, nah, I'm good.
I think is a great option if you don't want to wait a long time.
Now, I think that it's interesting because I think if you look at a lot of the comments on this video, it's obviously not they're not the nicest, a lot of them, right? Having a warning for the stairs is crazy. We'll get into that. And then no, I was sure I'd fit, right? So because the beginning of the video is like, have you been wanting to ride this ride and you weren't sure you'd fit? No, I know I fit. Why would I have to worry about that? And so like it's interesting because from what I have seen in their content, it hasn't been like, oh my God, this ride won't let me fit. We need to make a change. And it's terrible that they have made this to where I couldn't fit. From what I have seen, right? From the content I've seen, and maybe I haven't seen all of it. That's definitely fair. But all the content I've seen has been, hey, I wasn't able to fit on this ride. But like this person was, so they went on it. You know,
Obese to Beast is being very positive because he was a big old fat guy at some point, and these aren't the fat people who are like, how dare you don't take this and make it amenable to all people everywhere. They are actually reasonable of like, oh, hey, I know I'm a big old fatty and I failed the fat test, so gosh darn, go on, less fat person.
I wasn't able to fit on it, or this person wasn't able to fit on it, but we were able to. And it's from what I have seen, it hasn't been like, oh my God, this is so terrible. I can't believe they do this. Or they hate all fat people here, and fat people can never have fun. It's like, hey, you know, this is my size. My size means that I'm not able to do these certain rides. I'm not able to go on these certain things. It's not, oh, this is terrible, and how dare they not let me fit on it, even though, you know, it's like,
that's kind of what I was hoping for here. Those are the entertaining people from Fat Talk, which Obese to Beast does find a lot on with his timeline. Fat Talk and Kink Talk got blowed the fuck up. There is one streamer here in my list of potential hosts, a bit fucking boring, talking about Kink Talk and how it's unhinged. I don't know where they're going for Kink Talk. Kink Talk, as I knew it, got blowed the fuck up once they put even more restrictions on it of what you could do. And Crumb, size 22 pants on a non-Hollywood camera is looking a bit hefty. Yeah.
Like the way that it was made or whatever. So I have seen this as it's not obviously completely positive, but they're at least making the most out of the situation that they're in. That's what I've seen so far. And it seems like a lot of the comments are just, you know, people just not understanding like, oh, well, if you can't fit, then just lose weight. It's like, I mean, I understand that sentiment, but I don't think that that's very helpful. And it seems like they're trying to at least be helpful for people that maybe they do want to lose weight, but they haven't lost weight yet, but they still want to go on the ride, right?
Something to note is that there are stairs leading up to this ride. This was one of my favorite rides at Universal because of how immersive it is. Even the queue has you feeling like you're actually in Gringotts. This ride can be pretty—
Ooh, more of the redhead, please. She has a big schnoz for some people, but I am okay with that.
intense like a regular roller.
Redhead with a big old nose and a pointy chin. I am attracted to witchy-looking women. The green skin of actual cliche witches, not a big fan of, but something about the big nose and the pointy chin. Inappropriate Belle. I was going to make another comment of the types of women I'm attracted to, but we could use Anthony Cumia's Inappropriate Belle. I am not going to go there. Maybe some of you can figure that leap I was about to make.
roller coaster, but it is also so fun. If you're a Harry Potter fan like me, or even if you're not, I think you'll find this ride fun. There is no step down to get into this ride. You simply walk in, sit down, and pull the lap bar down as far as you can. This is a fast one, so make sure you put your phone in your pocket. When getting off of the ride, there are more stairs up and down. Also, when you get off of the ride, make sure you take a look at the top of the building for that fire-breathing dragon. We hope that these tips help and that you enjoy your escape from Gringotts.
So again, like, I saw that the first time I saw it, and I was like, I mean, there's really not, like, I feel like people sent me this because they thought I was going to be like upset or something, but I don't have any problem with this. Like, I understand that your argument could be, and like I would say to, you know, maybe the lady.
This is a very supportive former fat guy who's encouraging and very thumbs up of these people who are accepting of being fat. As New Girl is pointing out here, imagine if the seats were made big enough for obese people, then average-sized people would just fly off like the children pretending to be that tall, like Bart Simpson at Itchy and Scratchy Land, where he put something on the bottom of his feet and then just flew right off and was stuck holding on to the bar. There's a lot of Itchy and Scratchy Land type of references I can make in this episode. I should have pulled some clips of that.
The ladies that are part of this that aren't able to fit on these things, like, my only critique, or not even critique, but thing that I would say to them is, like, if you really do want to fit on these things, like, I do think that it's possible, and like, you can, like, it's not like you cannot lose weight, but at the same time, like, if you want to go to these things with your friends, you shouldn't not go. And these, having options and understanding what you might be able to fit onto, what you won't, that's never I just don't feel like that's ever really a bad thing. Another you know, video of them trying to get on a ride.
Have you been dying to ride the Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure, but you weren't sure if you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus-size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2x to 5x. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus-size tips.
Nice alliteration there, but plus-size park people rather than hoppers, that's even more alliteration. Patrons. Now I'm getting stumbling over myself just trying to say plus-sized park patrons.
Tips and tricks. The Velocicoaster is a thrilling Jurassic World themed roller coaster located in Universal's Islands of Adventure. As if dinosaurs aren't scary enough, this ride goes very fast and upside down. There are discrete test seats located at the entrance of this ride. We highly recommend trying the test seat before waiting in line. The seat is molded and there is a divider between the legs. The safety mechanism for this.
I will say I don't like when they have that divider between the legs.
I'm not a Harry Potter person. I had to look that up. And Helena Bonham Carter. Ooh, and she's a witch. Yes, I am in, Stalin.
Because even me, like, I have some pretty big legs, and they can be pretty uncomfortable for sure.
This is an over-the-head lap.
Those pretty big legs, like, they got into shape before he got into shape. As pointed out by Joe Rogan with Ralphie May and Stavros, those legs are doing a hell of a workout to carry the fat on top of them.
Lap bar. My name is Stephanie and I am wearing the purple and blue shirt. I am a size 2X and wear size 20 pants and a 44F bra. I was not able to get the green light at first, but Katie gave me a push and I was able to get it to turn green. So I do think that I could have ridden this ride if the employee was willing to push down the bar for me.
I remember when I was
Of course she is. Jewish ladies and Latina ladies, they can put a spell on me, and as I've said, the mix of a Jewish Latina woman, just shut up and take my soul. You can be a succubus, and that will be the easiest way to absolutely just hypnotize me and keep me in a cage forever. But I am into primal play, being the prey. As long as you pay for my livings, I don't even need a job. Just leave me in the cage while you go to work and let me out to stretch my legs and feed me and give me water.
I think I was in,
I miss kink talk.
Like, high school, and I went to not Knott's Berry Farm. I went to Six Flags with like a church group that I was with, and there was a couple rides where we had to do that, where like I couldn't do it by myself, but we just had to have an employee like freaking push it down really hard. It actually, I've told this story before. This is kind of gross, but whatever. The first day that happened so many times where I almost, because it was a 2-day trip, where I almost didn't fit on the rides, that the second day I just made up a lie and I said, whatever, dude. I said I had diarrhea. So I was like, I don't want to go on the rides. I'm too scared. I don't want to poop my pants. But I didn't. I was fine. I was one.
it's less embarrassing to him to poop his pants, the fear of pooping his pants, than being turned away because he's fat. We all have different lines in which we get embarrassed. Some people would find the loose bowels to be more embarrassing than the not fitting, but for him, the other way around.
One, I was kind of scared of the rides in the first place, but then the second reason was I was afraid of not fitting on one and how embarrassed I'd be. And so I just made that up. Oh, man.
The ride was broken down this day, which I am very grateful for because that looked really scary and I did not want to try. Katie is wearing the blue skirt and wears a size 3X top and 22 pants. Her bra is a 46 double D, and her hips are
22 pants to fit one woman? Do you just sew the 22 together? Boy, that was a bad joke, but I don't think bad enough to call in Duke Phillips.
65 inches. As you might guess, this seat was not very...
Bro, why would you... okay, this feels a little, like, unnecessary. Like, you know she's larger than you are, and I'm not sure, like, maybe just to show what it looks like. I don't know what the point of trying this is, but...
And unfortunately, this lady doesn't have the fat lady boobies that I would be into. I've talked about this before. Those look more like the boobies that is an extension of the arm fat and comes around rather than being their own type of boobies, like Kat the Cunt that we saw a few months ago as the clown lady, who was a big old fat lady, but her boobs were independent of the shoulder fat that then turned into boobs.
But you know, we're all different.
Very comfortable for us, especially because of the size of our thighs. Unfortunately, Katie was not able to get the green light on this ride even after I pushed down on the lap bar. The lap bar is also molded for your legs, so that might be uncomfortable if you have bigger thighs. We hope that these...
Did you try getting some Crisco and rubbing it onto the lap bar and then pushing it down with about 3 people? Maybe that would have worked. Captain Miserable also has had this experience. He was refused service for being too fat to ride the hookers at a whorehouse. So you must have been demanding to ride top. If you would have ridden bottom, then you would have had to pay for 2 whores, one to just push up the fat around your crotch and one to actually ride your penis. But if you're going to insist on riding top, that is a safety concern for whorehouses. Some do have the insurance to cover that for crushing injuries. But yeah, the way you have to purchase 2 airplane seats, if your butt is too wide, you'll have to purchase 2 hookers, one to push up the fat. Hopefully she could just hold it with one arm and then tickle the balls with the other one while the other one did the actual hooker services. That would be nice.
These tips help you have a great day at Universal's Islands of Adventure.
So again, like I said, like in the stuff that I'm watching, like I haven't seen anything that it was like they're like, I can't believe this happened and this needs to be addressed and this is a problem. Like these are just from what I've seen. Okay, this is just fat women, and I don't mean that derogatory, but like fat women that.
Nor do I. As I've mentioned, it's just a matter of fact that I had a date with a fat woman, and she was just, the problem was she was more grandmother than woman. And the other date with a fat woman coming up, she's younger. She seems to be the type that is really nervous about meeting, because we got pretty far into the sexting, and it was like, all right, we're getting each other worked up. Come on, let's meet and do some stuff. And she was like, you want to meet? Well, yeah. This is getting you worked up? What are we doing sexting if we're not getting each other worked up and just skipping that part where we get to know each other?
That have an account that are just trying to help other fat people in the same situation that they're in. They're not saying anything like that this needs to change or that Universal Studios is fat phobic or Disneyland is fat phobic or whatever. They're just like, yo, this is the facts. I can't fit on this ride. So if you're about the same size as me, you might not be able to fit on that ride. And if you want to avoid it, yeah, I understand, because you might just be wasting your time in line for 2 hours or whatever it might be. In this next tech talk,
they do have to, when they go apartment hunting, they have to test the tub very much like they test these seats. They have to get the Taft-sized tub. I think that's what most people know President Taft for the fact that he was so fat that he got stuck in the tub.
Something that they also do is they'll go to different food establishments inside the parks and around the parks, I think. And this is them kind of talking about one. I don't think we're going to watch the whole thing, but I do want to watch part of it just to kind of talk about it.
Have you been dying to eat at Steakhouse 71 at Disney's Contemporary Resort?
Nope. 46 Double D, damn. And Double D is where the sexy titties kind of end. Triple D, depending on the body type, they're starting to get too big. And once you're out of the D territory, it's turning into just something you'd see at a next to the guy eating the heads off of chickens rather than sexy titties. And they don't make sexy looking bras beyond the D range, as we've seen on MTV True Life. I've got big knockers.
Sure if you'd fit. Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers, and we range in sizes from 2X to 5X. On this episode of If I Fit, I Sits, we're eating at Steakhouse 71. This restaurant opened in 2021 and quickly became one of our favorites. The majority of the seating here is table seating, but they also have booths. The chairs are a bit oddly shaped, but comfortable enough. Some of the chairs have arms, but you are welcome to swap them out if needed. As for the booths, it does look like the tables move, but you can always request a table if that's what you prefer.
So a lot of what they're talking about here are
can I have a freestanding table with a booth brought over to accommodate the fact that I can't sneak on in there? So Captain Miserable did try to get some of that Coke to help with his fatness problem and went over to Ricada's house. So Kayla will fuck anything. It is good to know that she is actually, I guess we knew she was kind of a non-discerning swinger based on the fact of what we've seen she'll swing with. She will pay a price to get the play partner that they want. Kayla Ricada really paid a hefty price, and it's been quite documented that her play partner couldn't get a woman off even if he was married to her for multiple years and had plenty of time to learn her body. And he gives her great gifts of unsold t-shirts.
Again, things like anxieties that I had when I was bigger. And so I can understand being worried about it. But I will say, like, man, I'm, and I don't mean this in like a mean way or anything, but I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore, right? Like if I'm sat in a booth, I know that I can fit in that. If I'm sat in on a chair, I don't have to worry about the the arms not being able to fit because of that.
Ooh, Detroit. That actually might get me back in the mood to give someone with some front boob and back boob a first date. If she can go over and eat a corn dog in a single bite, that is kind of attractive.
So I am like, I can understand where they're coming from, but I feel like I can also be thankful for the position that I'm in now. And I do think that with different restaurants, like having more options is never a bad idea. Where I disagree is like saying, if you don't have the options, then you are like doing something wrong, or you're a terrible restaurant because your booths are stationary, or you have arms on your chairs, right? Like every restaurant is going to be different. It's good that some will be more accommodating, maybe even just because that's the chairs they chose. It wasn't even like they were trying to be. But I can understand those anxieties, and having a profile that kind of hopefully is able to alleviate some of those anxieties for people that might have those worries.
Oh, thank you for being active today, chat. I'm a bit behind. Nimrod making a joke about Fatty sitting in a tub. I have seen some three fat guys going into a hot tub and then the water just rushing out, and then I come in and the water is like down way down on that rental house that we got because the fat guys, they had no room. Luckily, it did not turn into a tsunami. Plus, with that cold weather and the hot water there, it could have turned into a tsunami and a tornado there. So that was very lucky for me. And fill the tub halfway, because otherwise you will cause a flood. And if there is too much turbulence while getting into the tub, it will be a tsunami that'll take the whole damn building down.
Worries.
We've been lucky enough to try brunch, lunch, and dinner here, and today we're having lunch. The menu here is pretty small, but everything is delicious. Ashley started out with a wedge salad, which was
a wedge salad. I never heard of a wedge salad until getting to the Deep South. And that doesn't look like the wedge salad that I have seen. The wedge salad I have seen is a quarter of a head of iceberg lettuce and then just doused in blue cheese dressing and blue cheese crumbles. So look at them getting all fancy. Ooh, they have pickled onions. I do love me some pickled onions. And That is something we don't think of, is the difference in cultures and food. Like Mr. Blue Sky has not had a corn dog before, never even heard of one. But those are some really yummy. Wow, it has been a long, long time since I had a corn dog as well. So yeah, missing out on that American fun fair of corn dogs.
Was huge. And yes, we do eat salad despite what some of you might say in our comments. Sarah got the petite fork and knife Caesar salad, which she really enjoyed.
Personally, for me, I'm not a huge fan of those those salads.
They all got salad. That's pretty. Oh, this is an appetizer, right? Because you are pretty big to be eating salads on the regular, but that is actually, that's a little light on dressing. That must be the standard amount of dressing. We need extra dressing.
They don't look like my cup of tea, but it's interesting, kind of like, the people kind of responding to some people saying like, oh, I know some of you guys say that we don't eat salads. That's a whole nother thing. Like, some people just,
well, you don't make friends with salads. The Simpsons have a whole song about it and a dance so catchy that even Marge could not help but get into the "you don't win friends with salad" conga line.
think that salad is automatically healthy. That's not how it works. You can get a salad that is very much so not healthy and actually ends up being more calories than maybe if you just got a burger. There's a lot of things that go into salad. Salad is
And thank you, Captain Miserable. There's certain aspects of I was going to call it the St. Cloud morning show, the Steel Toe morning show, that I missed, such as getting cold cuts for Valentine's Day. The last episode of the St. Cloud morning show, where Aaron was just so pissed of April showing off the expensive watch that she got as a gift from Nick Ricada. That's his watch. No, it was a gift. It's her watch now. It's not like the Steel Toe merch that was just lying around that you gave. It's so funny that April got an expensive watch as a gift, and Kayla got some leftover Steel Toe merch, hats and t-shirts that he couldn't sell.
Is one of the more frustrating like health halo foods. What a health halo is like, there's like these foods that as a society we've made to think are always healthy, basically, regardless of how many calories are in it or what's in it. Salad.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised Douche of the Dabbleverse hasn't heard of a wedge salad. It was the Deep South where I first heard of a wedge salad.
Is one of those where it's like, oh, I got the salad. And then you look at the
certain regions, even the Deep South, have their own type of fatty foods for the fatty fats.
Calories. You're like, oh crap, that was 1,300 calories or whatever it might be, right? And so I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that part. Like they share more of the food that they get, but again, it's just like it's all this stuff like, oh, you shouldn't be eating that. I'm sure there's.
Oh, there we go. That's more like it. That was the opening round of their 4-course meal, having that salad. Now it makes more sense of how you are at that size.
Comments like that, like, oh, whatever. Whenever there is a bigger person that makes.
Yeah, he just went right through and hit the big highlights of what they were eating there. We saw the fries and the burger and the dessert creme brulee.
It's a video where they're eating anything that's not literally diet food. Basically, people are going to have a problem with it. So that's not something that's super surprising to me. At the end of the day, I think the reason I wanted
Mr. Blue Sky is going to have to get a P.O. box because they sell corn dogs at the grocery store around here. We can send you some frozen types. They won't be as good as the local carnival, but we can put them in with some dry ice and send them on over there, or one of those packed bags that like HelloFresh sends. They don't have dry ice. They've got a different variety to send over there. But yeah, even if we were to get a nice fresh carnival corn dog, it wouldn't hold its taste if we P.O. boxed them to Mr. Blue Sky. So the best bet is indeed to get the frozen ones from the supermarket.
Wanted to talk about this is because I feel like there's this,
and actually that does take me to a King of the Hill quote where it was a deep fried banana that Bill Dauterive had a taste. The monkeys must not know.
Difference between when we talk about health at every size or like fat acceptance or anything like that, where it's almost like whenever someone will see a fat person existing in any capacity, they're like upset by it and they feel like it's wrong, right? I don't think that
it's just wrong as Howard's Game, where relatives would undress each other. Douche of the Dabbleverse. Once I get a certain amount of fat, I just feel uncomfortable all of the time. And once I start not fitting into my clothes, I'm not buying my fucking wardrobe again. It's time to knock it down a tad. And I did knock it down a tad, and then I brought soda back into my diet because I'm more addicted to that than I am beer or, I miss my THC. I want some weed. But yeah, going on what 7-8 months now with no weed for first time in years and years and years. So pat on the back for that, Mr. Weedhead.
Personally, honestly, I don't think that anything that they are doing here is inherently wrong. I understand the want and maybe even the need or the desire for people that are in a bigger body to watch a video like this and make them feel more comfortable with going to these parks or whatever, right? Like that, right? So I don't really have a problem with that.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the hot dog on a stick. That was some good stuff. Was that an actual place? I forget if that was a gimmick or an actual place that existed. And that's one that if it didn't exist before, they could make it exist afterwards. And people would be like, oh, that's where Will and Carlton worked. Actually, no, it was Hillary, wasn't it? Didn't Hillary get a job at Hot Dog on a Stick for some reason? She got cut off or said she was independent.
With that, I do want to say that, like, to the young women that are maybe in this video or that are maybe representing,
Detroit. Los Angeles is just jam-packed with Disney super fans. Like, the people who work for Disney just pump that money right back into the company and decorate their desk with all type of Disney merch, and they get that money right back over at Disney Corp. So dressing like Minnie Mouse is here to stay, and stay away from Anaheim and the surrounding areas because that's now one of my major red flags is the Disney super fans. And I do have to hit it with such a inflection of that because they take their Disney fandom to a place where it's like, you are too into this.
Feeling like, I want to go to the park, but maybe I feel like I'm too big, or it really sucks that I'm not able to fit on these rides. If that's something that's like a really big deal to you, I just want to encourage anyone out there that might be in that position that, you are not stuck, and like you can't. It's not like you're stuck.
You're not stuck. They have a test seat to make sure that you won't get stuck.
And you can't do anything about it, right? Like, I truly believe that you can lose the weight, and I truly believe if that's something that you want to do, it is there for you. And especially if this is something you thoroughly enjoy, going to these parks and probably taking a ton of steps and going on these rides, hopefully fitting on them. If that
Disney is a regular destination. All the time I lived in Los Angeles, I never went to Disneyland. I went to Disney World as a kid, but it's been a long time since I have been to Disney myself.
That's a big part of your life and like something that brings you a lot of joy. I truly believe that losing weight might help that tremendously and make that a more enjoyable experience for you. And like, I believe that you deserve to have that enjoyment. And so I just hope that if someone is in this position, don't feel like you are.
This is an uplifting channel. He is not one of those former fat people who is holier than thou. He is giving these ladies props for not being very make it for the fatties. So hopefully we'll find another video from Obese to Beast to where he does find one of those people and what he thinks of them. But he is a very positive former fat person, giving some encouragement to the fat people and not talking down to them. So Stallion used to work events at Disney, and I knew people from theater class in community college that auditioned to be actors in Disney, and like they call every position. Like he auditioned to be, like a prince or something, but he got the part of serving food. Like they call all of their employees actors. Like everyone who gets a menial job at Disney was hoping at the very least to be some of those costumed characters, because those are, if you're an actual face performer, as they call them, the one without a costume, you don't have to be 10 jillion degrees inside. Actually, I knew a guy who worked for Universal Studios who was a voice actor, and he did some great work. And he would just sit in a nice air-conditioned room while Optimus Prime in the costume would be sweating out there. But him in the air-conditioned room with that voiceover voice would actually see people in Optimus Prime's camera and react to them.
Without help, or you are without chance of being able to enjoy those things without having to worry about fitting on the rides. That's how I feel. But I'm genuinely curious, like, what y'all think down in the comment section down below. I'm not sure how people are going to feel about this.
I think you're a very positive guy. And these fat ladies were not the obnoxious fat ladies. They are pretty open about, we enjoy being fat. We enjoy our 4-course meals. And we are willing to deal with the consequences of having to buy 2 seats and not go on all the rides. Douche of the Dabbleverse. For me, soda was the first thing I cut. That's always the first thing I cut, and that really snuck its way back in really quickly because I love me some sugar water. So good luck on dropping a couple pounds. I am
genuinely curious what you think. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
And that next time is right now.
I started out strong with a corn dog. Then I had some cotton candy, followed by a churro. Then I had a cherry freezy.
Oh, you're making it very hard not to make fun of you when you use that voice, when you say the different food items.
And of course, I needed a hot dog grill.
Oh, and she's really playing into the gimmick. Like, you must be up for the goofing on you and actually going for views for people goofing on you the way that you're really hitting hot dog and the eyes rolling back in your head. Like you're going for the goofing on so that the video will be more popular, right? Because I am urge to goof on rising.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an update, but also a little bit of new stuff as well. We're going to be talking about Disney Fat Talk is what it's been coined. And kind of what this is an update for is a few months ago, maybe about a month ago, I did a video talking about the plus size park hoppers who are.
So this is something he came back to quickly within a month. Oh, I keep dropping the needle where you are mid-blink. I am not giving you very flattering pauses. Douche of the Dabbleverse. I remember that WATP father-daughter Disney review. The father was way too into Disney. The daughter was just kind of there. And if I remember the later podcast, it was just the father solo because that's what his obsession is. And that's even more weird. Like, I knew a shitload of ladies super into Disney. The guys like super into Disney like that guy, harder to come by than the ladies that are super fans.
Are a group of young ladies that do these reviews of different amusement parks, a lot of them Disney parks, some other different parks. And
yeah, Stalin has it. The people who make Disney their personality, who just attach to their childhood. There's being a wrestling nerd myself, and I guess I'm more of a Jim Cornette nerd. I could listen to him read the phone book. I know what's going on through listening to him talk about the wrestling. There are people that make that their whole personality. So making that a jump off of their personality is where you get the creepy Disney addicts.
And they do reviews on the rides and how they're able to either fit in them, not fit in them, and they kind of talk about just how that is for them. And basically in that video, it was more positive than anything. I thought that they did a pretty good job of sharing their experience.
So is this the flip side? Are we getting to the ones that are not so positive and are more selfish? You're teasing me. I hope we have the flip side here. And Douche has to stay away from the gas stops. Oh, Wawa. I thought Sheetz was the best type of gas station food until the Wawa hit town. And then down south, you do have like mom and pop gas station kitchens there that are just beautiful, and fried food often in there. Sometimes they have a cooker out back.
Experience without trying to blame, the park or blame other people, but just like, hey, I couldn't fit on this ride. You might not be able to fit on this ride. I thought that it was a very interesting kind of situation. And since then, I have gotten a lot of different recommendations about different kind of like fat talk Disney park videos. And the first thing that I do want to talk
Captain Miserable has the troll in him, the urge rising to this guy that used to be fat, just getting on. And he did point out that being too big to get on the rides was more embarrassing than pooping his pants. So Captain Miserable, the urge to troll is rising on this former fat man.
Talk about is another, it's actually another video that's coming from the same people that we talked about before. Really quick, I just wanted to say huge thank you to Hungry Root for sponsoring today.
And a big thank you once again to a creator putting having a pre-taped commercial, seeing very plainly where the commercial is, so we can get on past that. Oh, and it makes sense that his sponsor is some type of healthy food alternative. So these
plus size
is
park
the lady
hoppers.
from last
Now
time.
this is another video where they are trying to fit on to a different ride. Now this is not at a Disney park, but kind of a similar vibe. And I just wanted to go over this video and again share my thoughts and then talk about some other things as well. So again, without further ado, let's just kind of let this video play.
Have you been dying to ride Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey at Universal's Islands of
This is the same video. I'm going to go on and head past that because we just saw these ladies trying to get in there. Oh my goodness. That park attendant. I'm trying to help you, miss. And Universal Studios, that is in Studio City. We've actually seen Captain Jen E do some man on the street type of stuff with her puppets at Universal City. And they actually denied Captain Jen E entry with her puppets into Disneyland, but Universal A-okay.
Feel that anxiety, right? Going to a park and wanting to fit on a ride. Now, this is all stuff that we talked about, but also it makes me, it makes me sad for Katie, who we just learned her name, because it's clear that this is something that she, as well as her friends that do these videos, enjoy. And I'm sure that regardless of how positive you are, I'm sure that it hurts and it's probably frustrating. Maybe it doesn't hurt her feelings, but it has to at least feel frustrating when you are excited to go on a ride and you end up not being able to fit on it. And so the main thing that I want to say is that
such a red flag to Dusha the Dabbleverse, our male Disney super fans, is that he will. I really worded that sentence very strangely. Very strange, but huge red flag. Male Disney fans cannot watch Dusha the Dabbleverse's kids anymore. And like Aladdin and Lion King, as a kid, that's where I dropped off. Those were like the two. Those are great animated films. And after that, I don't think I even watched anymore as a kid. And I was also early, like trying to be older than I was. Those are kid stuff. But SpongeBob did win me back in middle school because not only was that for kids, that was for stoners as well.
Is that like, while I understand the need for this content and it doesn't bother me at all, I just hope that anyone that's in this position, right, that's in Katie's position, maybe even Katie herself, that she understands that regardless of like where you are right now, if this is something that you want to do, if you want to be able to fit on these rides, you know, there are steps that you can take to make that happen and probably make that experience that you obviously enjoy doing, right, going to these different amusement parks and going on these rides. And
but eating fatty foods feels so good, and going to the gym feels so bad. That's why yoga became my exercise of choice. I enjoy stretching, and I haven't been diagnosed. I'm highly suspect. I do believe I have the Ehlers-Danlos, the mild type, not the type that DJ Electra has, but the flexibility type. I ran into several women in Los Angeles. What was her name? There was a comedian. There was a background actress. Oh, Brandy, the background actress. She was hot. But yeah, the flexibility and stuff that they had the Ehlers-Danlos. I was like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. Do I have the Ehlers-Danlos?
And doing all these other things that are at these parks more enjoyable. And so I always
did I stop short of getting to my point of being super flexible, and that's why I enjoyed yoga. I was just good at it off of the bat and surpassed my buddy who used it for therapy and became an instructor, and I surpassed him very quickly.
bums me out watching these because I know what it feels like to be unbelievably close to not fitting on a ride, or just knowing that you're not going to fit on a ride, so not even trying. I know what
I am picturing Douche of the Dabbleverse just very blankly and dryly once he is revealed to have a male super fan Disney. Get in the car. We're leaving. Actually, my brother talks about going to our aunt and uncle's house, and Dr. Detroit being the reason that my dad was like, we're fucking going. Apparently, my uncle loved Dr. Detroit, and my dad hated it so much. He was like, what the fuck did you show this to me for? Kids, we're going, and all pissed. I actually haven't seen Dr. Detroit, but my dad hated it so much. He was like, we're done for the night.
I know what that's like, and I know how frustrating that can be, right? And so I just feel like I have to say that, right, with this video.
My name is Stephanie, and I am wearing the gray shorts. I wear a size 2X top and size 20 pants, and my hips are 60 inches. With some help from the team member, I was able to get the green light on this test seat. It definitely wasn't the most comfortable seat ever, but it wasn't the least comfortable at Universal either. I have been on this ride before, and it was pretty cool, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. One thing to keep in mind is that there is a moving walkway to get into the ride vehicle, so you will have to situate.
Okay, purple shirt does appear to have the proper fat girl boobies where they are independent of her back fat turning into boobies. Those appear to be actual freestanding boobies and not just fat turning into boobies.
Yourself while the ride is moving. There is a non-moving transfer station as well if you do have trouble with moving walkways. This ride is very similar to Soarin' at Disney World in the way that you're looking at a screen while in a moving vehicle. If that's something that would give you motion sickness, this ride might not be for you. We hope that these tips help and that you enjoy your forbidden journey.
So I think that, like I've already said in the
Forbidden Journey is what I said when I went to the dungeon in North Hollywood for the first time.
First video where we talked about it, I think that, the comments on these videos are really, I feel, are unnecessarily mean. Like people are just like, you just need to lose weight. You just need to lose weight. Like, I think that there's a way that you can get across that point while also not being a jerk about it. Like, I don't see how just being like, just lose weight.
Hey, what do you have against poor black children? They can be a jerk about it if they want.
Genuinely helpful. But like, I honestly believe that if this is something that young lady wants to do, it is possible. Now, I wanted to talk about other content that's kind of in the same vein, but is also a little bit more different. And I think
other content in the same vein are those veins greased with fat to lubricate internal organs. Usually grease in the veins causes blockage, but luckily A. Smith has the good grease and not the bad grease.
On purpose, it invokes and it tries to rile up those people that are commenting, just lose weight, whatever, right, on these videos. So this is a TikToker by the name of Naomi Hearts XO. And she goes through these, Disneyland, Disney World.
Okay, as we saw in the beginning of this video, the little teaser, this does seem to be hater baiter, just looking for people to hate on her fatness, and that is a way to get views and get more popular and get both the haters and the lovers to get into your feed of going after it, because the fat hater base is a big base.
World, all these different places, and she'll do a day of eating at these places, but it's the way that she does it that I think intentionally is trying to provoke those types of content, those types of comments, right?
I already know I'm a fat girl who loves to And today we are back at Disneyland and California Adventure to try some new foods and, well, some of my favorites.
Detroit does not believe that Obese to Beast is being entertaining enough with his positivity, but 753,000 subscribers think so. Damn! He's working his way up to that golden plaque.
Favorites, because you already know I'm a fat girl who loves to eat. I started out strong with a corn dog. Then I had some cotton candy, followed by a churro. Then I had a cherry freezy. And of course, I needed a hot dog real bad. Then I had a vegan Caesar wrap, followed by some donuts. And then, of course, a watermelon lemonade. And that's what I ate at Disney.
So, again, I think
Are we in agreement here, Obese to Beast, that she's doing this on purpose, throwing out that lore? Come on, haters. Commentators, commentators, comments of all types are good comments. That's why I didn't delete any comments on the Charlotte Dobre video. And also because anyone scrolling by can see that those people did not get the joke, and many did not watch.
I think it's obviously intentionally provocative to those people, because like anyone that has been overweight on the internet, regardless of what you do, people are going to leave nasty comments, right? Like this is something that I think it's clear to me that exists because people are going to leave those comments. And I don't know. I personally.
So the setup of the Disney parents that Deuce of the Dabbleverse slowly backed away from actually had plushies lining the floor. This is getting to hoarder territory if you don't have an actual place for all your Disney plushies. Actually, my brother went way overboard with wrestling belts, where they were just strewn about the place like those plushies were. And they weren't even good replicas. They were like minimum millimeter. Once you actually inspect them, it's like, oh, this is actually, as far as a replica wrestling belt is, kind of garbage. And I've always said that it would be cool to have one, not 3, 4 fucking dozen. It would be the undisputed title, the Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar title of the early 2000s. I would want that one.
To be
so pissed at John Cena for introducing the spinner and taking away my favorite belt design.
Completely honest, and I hope this doesn't upset anyone, but just in general, the whole Disney adult thing is not something I can relate much to. It is not my cup of tea. I can't imagine something I can't imagine myself really wanting to go to Disney World or Disneyland more than maybe a couple times. Like, I'm sure it's fun every once in a while.
This fat baiter is food baiting Crumb.
Wow, but people that are like there all the time, that know all the different secrets and it's just not for me. It's not for me, especially like, I mean, I think I could go with maybe my niece and nephew. I think that'd be fun. But as far as like by myself, there's just other things that I would rather do. But again, to each their own. Everyone's a little bit different. But again, this is another content creator that is very similar to what we just watched, but a little bit less provocative.
You say provocative, and I immediately go to kink type stuff. But then again, everyone's different, and that's where my head goes. Stallion, big gold belt, definitely a classic. That is a fantastic design, especially before it got the WWE makeover, before it had an actual logo of any sort on it. The big gold belt, definitely an awesome design. And I guess that would be my number 2. I would like to be a fucking nerd and have 2 tag belts that I have with a friend or a girlfriend, if she will be that nerdy with me. But there really is no tag belt design that I particularly like. All the tag belts, there's ones that are just fine, but not like the big gold or the Brock Lesnar Eagle belt that I'm like, I like those.
But again, kind of similar kinds of things, right?
We to Disney World. Are you joking me? I've been waiting so long to film this video. Do not judge me the amount of money I spent either, because I'm at Disney World. I don't care. Started the day at Epcot and had this Asai 50th anniversary special drink and a big pink donut for breakfast. It was.
Are you at Universal? That looks like the Simpsons donut. Universal does have a cool little Simpsons world that they have built up a lot since I was at Universal Studios. I actually got in there free. I was on a food truck and served the employees lunch, and they're like, hey, you want cut the line passes and get into the park? Sure, absolutely. Hey, boss, can we bring the truck back a little later? Go for it.
It was gorgeous. Truly best donut I've ever eaten. It was so big and I loved it. I had this coconut passion fruit drink and it was so good. It tasted like a Solero, 10 out of 10. I went to the Germany.
It's so interesting watching these because like I can imagine, right? You're eating these and then walking around for the rest of the day, right? So like I personally feel like I would feel so terrible eating like a donut and a sugary drink and that being my breakfast to also walk around a ton during the day. I mean, this does not sound enjoyable to me personally.
Pavilion and tried a marshmallow covered in Werther's Original. Oh my god!
Was there a glass of that? Does look like a glass of Cheese Whiz. Actually, that is like a margarita drink she is drinking, but that does look like Cheese Whiz that you don't need to spray. That she is just downing there, Captain Miserable. You are correct. And we are still on a little bit of a side tangent on wrestling belts that the chatters would get. Captain Miserable, Winged Eagle, definitely a classic. They tried to improve it in the late 90s, making it a full circle, but the actual Winged Eagle before that was a superior design. The Shawn Michaels Eagle and the Ultimate Warrior, like the blocky Intercontinental belt. The current Intercontinental belt stinks, but the blocky type of Intercontinental belt. Also in the late 90s, they tried to improve by making it an oval, and it was just a downgrade. But the Warrior with the very colorful backgrounds, getting the yellow strap rather than the black strap, that was actually an upgrade as well.
A ton during the day. I mean, yeah.
A ton.
This does not sound enjoyable to me, personally.
Dillon and tried a marshmallow covered in Werther's original. Oh my god, this marshmallow was stunning. Didn't know you can make a marshmallow taste this good. I actually didn't. Well done, Disney. We'll be probably buying another one before I leave. Then had a fruit pizza. Okay, I don't know if I like this actually. I'm not sure. It was watermelon with like a balsamic dressing.
I want a pizza, not a fruit pizza. This is actually good for you. The thing that it's only watermelon. Yeah, the belt designers of the 90s and 80s, they had cooler designs. They just seem very streamlined now, like it was made by AI or a committee rather than an actual artistic person, the current WWE belts. Ugh, that 24/7 title, such an ugly design, and showed how bereft WWE was of creativity during the latter Vince McMahon years. You look at the hardcore title of the late 90s and the amount of creativity in those segments versus Vince McMahon's running around Benny Hill style segments with the 24/7 title.
In blueberries, and I'm not sure about the other fruit. I don't know what it was, maybe tomato, and there was basil on it, not sure. Back to the hotel for an hour and I had some taquitos. They're like these blue spicy things.
Had some what? That is not how you say that.
So like Doritos rolled up. They're really
That's how Europeans say basil. Haven't you watched Fawlty Towers there, Obese to Beast?
good though. The rest of the evening I was in Magic Kingdom. I went to Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe. I think that's what it's called. I had a burger. It was bog standard. It was a theme park burger. Do you know what I mean? It was okay. The chips were shit though. The spring rolls are the best thing. One of them was pastrami. I think it's this one was pastrami, and this dip was gorge, and the other one was cheeseburger spring roll.
Now I am struggling to be the co-host here to Obese to Beast and talk about fatties eating food and get on this wrestling side tangent that we got on, because someone did indeed call it the Shawn Michaels belt, where I think of it as the Macho Man or the Bret Hart belt, but to some people it's the Shawn Michaels belt. Lady Zumak.
A cheeseburger spring roll. Oh my god.
That sounds pretty good, to be honest.
That's what I ate today, Disney. If you like this video, follow me for more. I'm here all week.
So like, again, it's a very interesting kind of like intersection of two different kinds of content, right? Like fat acceptance or just like, you know, that kind of content mixed with the whole like Disney adult kind of content. It's very interesting. Disney adult content. Now, there is something I haven't seen a porn parody of, because they would get sued. And I feel like it's just sad because, like, you know, when I watched the plus size park hoppers, which was the first young women that we were watching, like I can understand why they're doing this and why why the content exists, and it honestly doesn't bother me at all. I feel like that it's probably pretty helpful for a lot of people, but I can tell that, and like the through line that I'm trying to show here is that even though they're doing that, they receive so many nasty comments, and so because of that, you get people making content like the last two young ladies that we watched, where it is intentionally provocative.
Yeah, Detroit is kind of right. You lost me there in that big jumble of words. You are saying something. Oh, hey, we're really almost at the end of this video. Wow, I thought we had a lot more to go there, but yeah, skip past that ad and watch those fat people eating, and we are almost at the end of the second video, and we are reaching the time limit because I do need to go to work after this, and I think I'm gonna go to part-time sooner than later. That job is really killing my spirit a lot quicker than I was expecting. Dickie Mouse. That is someone who would be in the Disney porno. I can't think of a way to work ropey loads into that Disney parody. So there, I just said it.
Knowing that they are going to be getting these negative comments, so leaning into it, because on the internet, the best thing you can do to get comments and to get exposure is be provocative, right? Intentionally rile people up so they leave comments on your TikToks, right?
Luigi Greenberg, thanks for dropping in when you could. You were just in time for the random ropey loads drop, and thank you for the AI art for tomorrow's St. Claude Divorce Show episode. I requested the WrestleMania 3 Andre to Hogan bear hug with the Imholtz to mimic him squeezing the air out of her. Oh, Donald Fuck. That is, it was right there in front of me, Captain Miserable, and I wasn't picking up on it at all. And the A. Smith, the peckers in the Mermaid, the Little Mermaid cover specifically, that I think that is the most known one. And I recently saw another one. There was a Pixar movie. It wasn't a Toy Story movie, but they like reference their other movies in some, and the Toy Story characters are watching something on screen and looking just shocked. And there's a shadow of Andy getting blown by a woman. So that is fun.
Right? It's exactly what's happening right now with making this video. But I just think that it's a very interesting kind of intersection of two different types of content. I'm genuinely curious what people think out there. Like, do you feel like when people are making types of content where it's intentionally provocative, do you, like, for me, I kind of see right through it and I'm just like, okay.
There's a little dash of Corey Feldman in there as well. The ski mask, and what was the other person you said he was cross with? Beloved chatters. But there is just a dash of Feldman in there as well that I see.
I know what you're kind of doing, and it doesn't.
The Feldman, yeah, like the Lego blockhead of ski mask. No wonder that he puts that ski mask on, because he's a Lego head. He's a Funko head.
Really bother me because I can tell what the reason for it is. But I don't know. I'm curious. What do y'all think about, you know, the plus size park hoppers, and then juxtaposed with what we watched at the end, which was just doing like basically full day of eatings junk food at Disneyland?
Well, as your co-host, I basically already gave my opinion, so that the first one were fat people that are actually living in the real world, where they are conforming to the average side world around them. And the second one is throwing out troll bait. Come on, trolls. Comment on my feed. Come on, trolls. Your trolling will help get this video out. And I like to think I don't have a wrestling obsession, but a lot of us can't completely let it go in our older age. And Salvatore, of course, the one who took the turn to levels that it's at, he took the turn and ran with it and applied it to, it was the Atlantic City show. I had to call over one of my friends. Are you in the Spurgtopia Discord? Get over there now. It is so much fun during that Atlantic City show. Ah, shit. And I didn't put links to my Discord or the Spurgtopia Discord or Annie's What Is This Game channel, where we'll be playing Prey coming up soon. But 9 more seconds of Obese to Beast. What do you have to do to wrap this up, sir?
So I'm just genuinely curious what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
That was all from Obese to Beast. He is a positive guy, and somehow he is gaining viewers by being a positive, you can do it type of guy. Just like, who was that self-help guy who actually was self-help? That was months ago that I was surprised that a self-help guy actually was giving proper self-help advice. Steamboat One-Eyed Willie. I like it. And it's in the public domain. We can get our Steamboat One-Eyed Willie and make an actual porno out of Steamboat One-Eyed Willie. And the guy who made Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh's Blood and Honey, the fact that there's a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon of making Disney character crossovers, like, they don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Blood and Honey had not a single creative kill. Everything was just droll. There was one moment in the entire 90 minutes in which I guess 2 moments I enjoyed in the 90 minutes. And the boobies were there. You had a TikTok star with some giant boobies, but she did not agree to show hers. It was the smaller booby lady that agreed to show her boobies in Blood and Honey. But nothing very creative at all about Blood and Honey. It was just exploitative to be exploitative, and that's about it. So we have some we have 2 more segments to get through. Is going to TikTok and checking out what some TikTokers are doing at a park here. And who is this guy? Loaded. Disney movies are loaded with hidden section. Oh, The Rescuers. I think it was the first Rescuers, not The Rescuers Down Under, that had like a single frame of porno in it that they snuck in, that people with VCRs were able to go frame by frame and see that single frame of the porno that they snuck into The Rescuers. Jim Stansel and Ski Mask with a little dash of Corey Feldman, and an all-around positive guy, which usually isn't what the internet is about, but he got 750,000 subscribers with his positive fat channel instead of his goofing on fat channel. So here we have Real Nick and Tanyan. And he's got his girlfriend here at the park.
Fast pass is not expensive.
How broke guys hug their girl at theme parks. So that is basically like freak dancing without the freak part. I am just going to magnet my crotch to your behind to show that you are mine.
Baby, can we get a wand?
Oh.
No touchies. She is mine.
Oh yeah, I got you, baby. Abracadabra. There you go. You got the one.
It's a grand.
Put me into an animal. Go. Oh, babe, I lost my wallet. Got your wallet on you? So we'll get some food on the way home. So just eat this for now. Oh, baby, you got a 5 on you? I want to hoop up. Buy you up. Oh, with the 3.
So that was some tips for broke guys to get into the park. Well, I guess just a demonstration. And it's been a while since I've been to a theme park. So this weird type of behavior of getting too close and getting the PDAs in which the middle school teachers would be like, no, you need some space in between you, is something that I haven't been exposed to. But there are more TikTokers who notice this. Selena Aguirre here also noticed this. And what's really fun about this one is the last one, that goofing on 2 touchy-feely couples that are too touchy-feely at parks. There's actually an example right in front of them that they didn't notice that they were being goofed on. Yeah, just getting into Disney nowadays is fucking expensive. So he was getting a little wand that was like cutting a switch was all he could afford for the Harry Potter wand type of merch for his lady. The prices, it used to be priced so the family could get in there. It's now just to gouge those fucking zombies. Disney. And here we have a clown lady who Detroit will be none too happy with. This is Bridget Spots, who does a few clown lady things, including a Minnie Mouse type of personality she's putting on here.
Do for a living? I'm a professional attention seeker, obviously. And I'm killing the game.
And she has got in that one zombie eye and that one red eye, just like that goth Lego lady that we saw on TikTok around the clock, that I think the entire chat was like, pass, pass, pass. And I'm like, no, even the Jennifer Tilly voice is not driving me away from this weirdo.
And I'm killing the game. I'm killing it.
So she is killing the game on being a complete weirdo and attention seeking. Here is a few other examples from Bridget Spots doing her clown stuff.
Having a dirty mind makes ordinary conversations way more interesting.
Fuck yeah. Everything can be turned into a pervert type of innuendo. And here she was. I believe that her clown name is Clowntastic, celebrating the 4th of July.
Hiding from responsibilities.
Hiding from your responsibilities under a clown persona is a good way. And speaking of having a dirty mind, Blood and Honey does not sound like a Winnie the Pooh horror to A. Smith. It sounds like a porno. There was actually a parody that I was trying to come up with. I never ended up writing too much of it, of the land and beer and titties. I remember having that on a VHS tape from the Disney Channel as a child, of the land of milk and honey, the land of beer and titties, the land of beer and titties, hooray! Dusha the Dabbleverse. That was not his girlfriend. Our buddy over there was doing a bit. What was his name again? Not Selena. It was Real Nick and Tanyan, who has a lot of lady friends who are super hot. So he must have a lot of bits that the hot ladies like to be into. But that was indeed just someone acting like his girlfriend for the bit. Holy shit, is this 90 Day Fiancé? This fuck outkicked his coverage. Yeah, going back to that really good looking. Oh, did I just get rid of it? Nope, I didn't get rid of it. Share this tab. And he did cast this part perfectly for someone shooting way above. Yeah, this does look very much 90 Day Fiancé. She could be from a different part of the world trying to get, and such perky small boobies. He does hit that 90 Day Fiancé to a T. So he is indeed doing a character here. So he might be funny enough to actually get one of these lady actresses to say yes to him eventually.
Baby, can we get a one?
Oh.
And usually we do an encore presentation of the hotties or one of the clown ladies, but we're doing an encore presentation of this guy's not girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, I got you, baby.
Yes, I am noticing all the, hey now, this is a sexy lady. Oh, we can put in, can everyone put in links now? I don't think I gave Spurg Snake a wrench. I've got to give more wrenches around here to some more people. And that is Annie's gaming channel, WIT. Oh, you put a little space in there, didn't you? So you were able to put it. Yeah, WITGS. Spurg Snake, I, and Annie will be talking about Prey coming up soon. Scheduled for next week. I'll see how far along I am. I've got to put in some more time. I just started. I'm not too far into it at all, but I do like the Dead Space type of atmosphere that it is coming up with.
Abracadabra. There you go. You got to one. Come into an animal. Go. Oh, babe, I lost my wallet. Got your wallet on you? We'll get some food on the way home. Can we see this for now? Oh, babe, you got a 5 on you? I want to hoop up. Buy you up. Oh, with the 3.
Captain Miserable to a message to juggalos and juggalettes. Fuck this shit. So we are wrapping up this show now. I do have to go to work. This is my Friday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to have to take Friday off soon. This job, I thought I could last a year, but they are really taking the piss out of me at that job. And not liking that menial job that I have. Some menial jobs I can last a full bit, but my bank account, I wanted to get it to a certain level. I didn't get it there. And before we get out of here, a little bit of a shill segment. As Crumb put up earlier, thank you for that little lead in, but I'm doing the actual legit shill segment at the end. I noticed when I put it at the middle, people are like, fuck this shill segment. The same way I'm like, fuck this ad. So thank you all for sticking around to the happy talk portion. And now I ask you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to let you know that I am going live Tuesday and Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern for the rest of July. Thursday will pick back up soon. Gonna have to do something different for successful failures. Maybe we'll make it a Rumble exclusive. I do need to make a Rumble channel. And thank goodness that Rumble exists. I was not able to catch the Unboxing Eric live, and it's gone. It is gone from YouTube. It still exists on Rumble. Hopefully, I will be able to chat live for Unboxing Eric episode 3 coming up this Friday. Be on with Luigi Greenberg tomorrow after the St. Cloud Divorce show over on Electra and Hackride's channel for Lunchbox. A lot of boxes over there. So is the show segment over? Yeah, I guess so. There's an email, Dillon from somewhere at gmail.com for random shit and to get on chatting with beloved chatters. That'll be in the rotation as I try to rework what my Thursday show will be, since Successful Failures it's not staying up on YouTube anymore. They don't like it. And I get permission. Ahead of time. They're like, these clips are okay. But then when I put it in a live stream, they're like, nah, we know we set it up. It's okay. So YouTube being like a mistress. Usually mistresses, the dominatrix is not bratty of changing the rules like that. That is something that subs usually do. And of course, any creator is more of a sub to the dominatrix of YouTube. Changing the rules after we get permission, that is something that bratty subs do, not good dominatrixes. So disappointed that you're throwing in some bratty-like tendencies, which are for subs, not for dominatrixes, not the tops. That is disappointing that you're changing the rules. That tops make the rules. When tops change the rules, those are not good tops. But that was all for today. St. Cloud Divorce Show, St. Cloud Moron Show tomorrow. The divorce angle is wrapped up. Didn't think it would take this quickly, but Aaron accepted reality, and the St. Cloud Divorce Show, it's still that over on Twitch, because moron is not allowed, just like mustaches are not allowed on T.S. Luna's channel. And I've been screen capping when she's usually on. She has been an elusive one, T.S. Luna. Just like our buddy, I'm him. Those are two superstars of TikTok around the clock that have been elusive and have not been on when they were usually on. And I was able to catch them there for a while. So hopefully we will catch both of them soon. The ammo Barbie that gifts, she must be gone. That is a superstar that was around for a month. I think she did something to get herself banned, but she was always drunk on stream, and different than Delaney. Delaney has been a downer lately when she's getting drunk on stream. So that was today's show. Be back for tomorrow's show, and no Thursday show for the rest of July. I got to do DMV shit. I got to do adult shit. It's fucking madhouse around here. I've got to help out with some shit that my roommate has going on, and I don't need to get into people's problems that aren't me. I'm not Aaron Imholt. I don't tattle on people that aren't myself. I am quite open about myself, though, as you've been able to tell. And work indeed sucks. I got to go there, sell them my soul for 8 hours at a time, and then not have enough soul left to actually go out and do something fun, because I do have a schedule in which I can get a coffee or go out at night to get something fun, but my soul has been leaked from me. I don't want to go to the bar after work, which is why I'm going to have to go down to 4 days a week sooner than later, so that my soul meter is not depleted much more than I would want it to be. So Captain Miserable, it appears Detroit is warning against being a dominatrix. Having anger issues, she might not stop when you call out yellow or red. So that is making Captain Miserable even more to it. But Detroit is saying, for safety's sake, it's going to be a no. So me and Crumb headed to work, going to sell our soul for much less than we would want to. I've got to bet on myself again, like I did in Hollywood, betting on myself. That was a fun few years. But had to move here to somewhere because death by a thousand cuts in Los Angeles. And I was wrapping up, so I'll wrap up again. What is this game next week with Annie? Tomorrow we have goofing on the Imholtz, well, a Imholt at least. And that is all for today. Thank you all for joining. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that.
Wait a minute, I forgot something. I had someone contact me. I had a beloved watcher contact me. She was a big super fan of mine and somehow found my number. So thanks for being a super fan, contacting me and saying that you just wanted to hear my voice live. and it was a blocked number, so not wanting me to have that information to call her back. I won't mention your name, but I'm flattered that you were such a fan. Took me a little bit to remember you. You haven't been a regular in the chat, but I do have one request that Eleanor Sherman can really wrap up with this state.
Oh, I hope she'll at least sleep with him before she kills him.
And as she mentioned, kind of had some YouTube type of wizardry to find my number and really seek me out. I would have talked to you for longer. There are some Hollywood actors that turned their stalker into lady friends. Don't know what else, but just if you kill me, as Eleanor Sherman just said, and we'll reiterate again.
I hope she'll at least sleep with him before she kills him.
So I completely wrapped up that time. I started hitting the outro before I got to the random person that found my number somehow through her wizardry, the Harry Potter YouTube wizardry. And I'm not sure exactly what she wants, but private number, and keep me as, if you can stick by the BDSM rules of keeping me as your prey, then that could be fun. But if you don't stick by those rules, if you really are trying to kidnap me and take me out, that would be unfortunate. And yeah, not mentioning your name, come back and chat. We can chat and see if yeah, I thought I was going to get into this more naturally, but yeah, I've got someone interested in me some type of way. Talk to you soon, maybe. The block number is the part that weirds me out the most, even more than using your YouTube wizardry to hear my voice live. She must work during this time and not be able to chat. It's been a while since I have seen that person in the chat, so I hope you're safe and that we can have the safe type of physicality. Send in Duke Phillips. I was trying to make this into a bit, and I'm just stumbling and bumbling all over myself.
Where's the joke? Sir, we're on the air. I know we're on the air, but where's the joke?
In my day, kidnapping is what we call dating, says Captain Miserable, caveman style. Ooh, she is into the kink switch role play of bashing me on the head and taking me back to her lair. So look forward to hearing from you soon. Yeah, for some reason, the tracking down my number through wizardry didn't flip me out as much as the blocked number did. But I understand. And talk to you soon, I guess. I hope you find this not too standoffish, because you were a fan. I was actually going to start having a conversation to you. You took me aback by, hi, I found you. I was about to kick in a conversation, but you hung up on me too quickly. And yeah, that is all for today's episode. For realsies this time, thank you all for joining. Feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LSMFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to your honey with a right and left date. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LSMFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a Lucky Strike.